What's up, everyone? It's Sports Kings Best here, and we're back. I am going to be doing a video, well, this video actually, on the alternate reality if Derrick Rose never got injured. If Derrick Rose never got injured in the 2011-2012 season, he would have probably averaged 21.8 points per game, 7.9 assists per game, and 3.4 rebounds per game. His team record would be first in the East, 50-16. After an MVP season, Rose followed up his stellar performance with a slight regression due to constant nagging injuries throughout the season. In this reality, we will keep the constant since it didn't seem to affect the Bulls that much, but these nagging injuries would be the last of Rose's career. When healthy, Rose asserted his dominance on the league, night in and night out, with the Bulls clinching the first seed in the East for the second consecutive year. The Bulls faced the 76ers in the first round and then took the series in 5 games, as the 76ers had no answers for Derrick Rose. While Rose's dominance continued in the playoffs, injuries to Joakim Noah slowed the Bulls down, but they still won a contested 7-game series against the Boston Celtics. The Bulls then saw a rematch against LeBron and the Heat, still allying from the 7-game series. They had no answers for the Big Three, losing again in 5 games. In the 2012-2013 season, D Rose would be averaging 24.4 points per game, 6.8 assists per game, and 3.6 rebounds per game. His team record would be second in the East, 58-24. Despite seemingly being unable to get past LeBron James and the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls front office remained steadfast in building the roster around its young core. They believed they had the pieces to succeed with the lineup featuring Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, Jimmy Butler, and Derrick Rose. Butler continued to grow as a young prospect, and Rose looked close to his MVP form again, returning as an NBA All-Star and finishing 4th in MVP voting. The Bulls secured the 2nd seed, facing off against the Celtics in the first round and making quick work of them, winning in 5 games. In the second round, they faced the Knicks and won another series in 5 games. With Miami battling through a 7-game series, it looked like the stars had finally aligned for the Bulls, but it wouldn't matter. Although they captivated the media with a thrilling 7-game series, who were eagerly anticipating a Derrick Rose finals, LeBron James proved to be unbeatable. In the 2013-2014 season, Derrick Rose would probably be averaging 27.3 points per game, 7.5 assists per game, and 3.4 rebounds per game. His team record would be first in the East, 62-20. With the Bulls sick of their LeBron problem, they finally enlisted some help by signing Andre Iguodala in free agency. So that would have affected the Warriors big time, and probably the Warriors dynasty wouldn't. Well, Iguodala is a big part in the early stages, but let's keep getting back into the video. They would retake the first seed in the East from the Miami Heat. Derrick Rose would finish second in MVP voting, but it was most complete team season yet for Chicago. They'd face a tough Atlanta 8 seed, but this year seemed destined for D Rose, who'd win in 5 games. Then they faced a Brooklyn team that wasn't even close to the level, sweeping those old men at the time. It all came to another Miami Eastern Conference Finals matchup with key play from Iguodala on LeBron. The Bulls would finally make it happen, winning in 6 games and reaching the NBA Finals, but the celebration wouldn't last long. With D Rose struggling in the finals, they lost in 5 games against Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs. Analysts would question if D Rose had what it took. In the 2014-15 season, D Rose would probably be averaging 26.1 points per game, 8.5 assists per game, 3.7 rebounds per game. His team record would probably be first in the East, 67-15. After disappointing in his first finals, the Bulls had a revenge season behind Rose's MVP performance, winning his second while leading the Bulls to their best record since Michael Jordan left. However, they saw Luol Deng leave in free agency. While LeBron was no longer on the Heat, he created another super team in Cleveland. It was only fitting for the Bulls to face the Cavs in the playoffs. The second round series went 7 games and was must-see TV at the time, with Jimmy Butler taking a huge step for the Bulls. He and D Rose dethroned LeBron for the second time, leading to an Eastern Conference Finals sweep over the Atlanta Hawks and a second consecutive NBA Finals appearance. Facing the new kids on the block with the sharpshooting Steph Curry and Klay Thompson taking over the league, the Bulls capped off a historic playoff run with a historic finals. Derrick Rose grew larger than life and won the NBA Finals in 6 games, being crowned the Finals MVP. He had finally done it. In the 2015-2016 season, Derrick Rose would probably be averaging 25.3 points per game, 7 point assists per game, and 3.7 rebounds per game. His team record would be third in the East, 52-30. With the Bulls searching for a repeat, they signed a free agent, Al Horford, bolstering the front court to deal with the departure of Carlos Boozer. While it was expected for Rose to return to the NBA Finals, the growth of Steph Curry became the talk of the NBA. Curry won the NBA MVP over Rose, with sports media debating all year long over the slashing style of Rose versus the deep shooting style of Curry. NBA fans were salivating for a finals rematch, but the Bulls didn't make it that far, facing off against LeBron James, who proclaimed before the season started that he would not miss another NBA Finals. Despite having a much better roster on paper, LeBron willed his Cavs to a 6-game series win in the Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron reclaimed the East and won the Finals, doing so by coming back from a 2-0 deficit. instead of the 3-0 deficit. In the 2016-2017 season, Derrick Rose would be averaging 28.1 points per game, 8.3 assists per game, and 4.4 rebounds per game. The team record with the Bulls at this time would be 4th in the East, 50-32. With Butler angered by his role in Chicago, he asked to be traded, looking to be the main offensive threat on the team. He felt underappreciated and was frustrated with the Bulls' work ethic the previous season. The Bulls traded him to the Miami Heat, acquiring aging Dwayne Wade, Justice Winslow, and draft capital, hoping to create a front-court duo that would rival any NBA team. The Wade-Rose tandem was an uneasy fit for the most of the season, but luckily D. Rose had never looked better, with his highest-scoring season yet at 29 years old. Wade and Rose clicked in the playoffs using their experience to get past the Wizards and top-seeded Celtics to reach the Eastern Conference Finals. They faced LeBron in a renewed rivalry. The Bulls saw D. Wade go down in Game 3, and without him, their finals aspirations disappeared in 6 games. In the 2017-2018 season, Derrick Rose would probably be averaging 24.3 points per game, 8.6 assists per game, and 4 rebounds per game. His team record would be 7th in the East, 44-38. The 2017 season saw the mass exodus of the many important Bulls pieces to winning that first championship in this alternate reality, with Iguodala, Joakim Noah, and Taj Gibson exiting in Chicago in free agency. The Bulls hoped to lure Kevin Durant to Chicago, but instead settled for all-star Blake Griffin, so the Pistons would have never got Blake Griffin and probably kept Tobias Harris, forming a big three with D. Rose, Dwayne Wade, and Blake Griffin. The only problem was the big three played just 32 games together during the season, with Blake Griffin and Dwayne Wade struggling with their health. When they were on the court together, it was quite mediocre, going just 18-14. The Bulls had their worst season in recent memory, signaling a potential downturn and rebuild being imminent. D-Rose still led the Lightning Bulls to the playoffs, but they were no match for the Toronto Raptors, who granted them a gentleman's sweep, winning in 5 games. With Rose looming as a free agent, many wondered if he would stay in Chicago. So this is the alternate reality of Derrick Rose. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments on the way I did this video. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want another alternate reality video. But I'll be back next week. Peace.